Tape script 2.10. Part 3.
I was going to say, we've talked a bit about, when you were really young. What about as you got older? I mean, how did the sort of experience and feel of it change as you became, say, a teenager and mid-teenage years and so on?
You always wanted to stay home some holidays. I mean, just before you go away, there'd be all your friends having parties and holidays and things, and you'd want to stay and hang out. But at the same time, you knew you were doing something different, and everyone's always asking you about where you've been and what you're doing. So it's a privileged situation, and you're lucky to have it.
Did that make it easier for you socially or not so easy? Being different in that way, in that you travelled sort of more than anyone really, hadn't you?
I think it had its pros and cons. I think for a number of years, especially around probably 13 to 16, I felt quite backward, I think, because I didn't really know how to get along with kids my age in my own culture and country and stuff. Just from travelling for so long in places, countries, cultures or whatever, where you can't talk to boys or you don't look at people in a certain way or you don't wear certain clothing or something. And I think, I don't know, just the adjusting back and forth constantly did make it a little awkward. The kids at school seemed to be cool and they had things going on and, watch TV and this program was good and this, and I was never up to date with all that stuff because I was constantly being pulled out of it and brought back. But at the same time, it did have that, I'd seen things, I knew things and stuff, just a broader view of life, I guess.
There is a view of travelling that you become a kind of world citizen and the world is your home.
Melbourne's definitely my home, but I do feel comfortable anywhere, particularly in Asia. I don't know, I just feel like I'm coming home when I go back to Asia, and after living for a year in Paris, I love going back there, but it's not really my home, I guess. No, Melbourne is definitely my home.
Is there anywhere you don't feel comfortable?
I haven't found that place yet, but you never know, I might. I haven't been everywhere.
Your mother's not so long ago written a book about travelling with children, hasn't she? Is travelling, is that something you sort of advocate, travelling with children? Will you travel with your own children?
Yeah, definitely. I think, it's a time where your ideas, your personality is being formed, and I think it can only benefit you, really. I think it's something, and you don't have as much time to do these things when you're older, so try to fit as much of it in as you can when you're younger. Definitely.
So you'll continue travelling yourself, will you? Do you think?
I hope so. I really can't handle being in one place for too long. I get very itchy-footed.